and today we got ourselves a net deck, fresh, fresh from Yu-Gi-Oh! 2. It's a Dino Zefra deck, and you know, I played this before Worlds. Okay, just for the record.
So you can't blame him if there's any inconsistencies with the deck.
I played this before we saw Dino Yangzing wreck Worlds. Okay,
Completely annihilate Worlds.
and but you know, this is a Zefra build. It's like it turns out I didn't even need the Yangzings. I didn't like Denglong. So anyway, yeah. Well, let's just go into it. So you start off with your 3 OV Raptor, right? So he's a first turn Denglong. So if you summon him first turn, you search a miscellaneous source or dump it, and then from miscellaneous source you either get your Alio. Well, I mean, you're only gonna get Alio.
If you're playing the Yangzings, you get G1.
Yeah, and then you just go into Denglong automatically.
So the best Yangzing monster.
It literally like
the best monster.
One
Period.
of the best monsters ever. And so, also his second effect you're not gonna use at all because you have to pop other dinosaurs, and we're not.
Which you're never gonna have other dinosaurs because you're not playing the babies.
Yeah. So you played triple miscellaneous source. So I saw some builds that were only playing one just because outside of searching with Oviraptor you didn't want to see it.
Mainly because it was the engine, right? 3-3, like 3-1-1, because you only use the one Aolo.
That is true. But you know, it's like drawing miscellaneous source. It can ditch itself from hand, even if you don't control a dinosaur. So I was just thinking, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
why not have more than one?
Yeah, I want to see Denglong as fast as possible.
Like if they Veiler or they Ash and you have another miscellaneous source in hand, why not?
Yeah. And so the bad boy himself, the $10 single.
Ooh, you're a cowardly man for wanting to play 2 Aolo.
2 Alio. It's only because it's like you can make Denglong more than once. That's the main gimmick in this deck.
You're not playing back to the front to bring it back from the graveyard?
No. It's,
you're not going that into it.
This is something that like is very minimalistic once you actually get into it. But Alio is just this is more in case like if you draw one, then you still have the other. If you
so that way, if you only draw Aolo and you don't draw the other dinos, you don't have not plays. I guess.
Honestly, if you draw him, you can still make Denglong if you use the Zefra monsters, which is kind of cool.
And but, the Zefra Tellers are level 4s, right?
Yeah, the Zefra Tellers
and the Zefra Core, which I don't think you play.
Yeah,
you don't play him. He's bad.
But yeah, and lastly, Tyranno, just to finish it off, the most beautiful monster.
The most unfair monster ever made in a structure deck.
The most beautiful creature I've ever.
Second to Aether, the most unfair monster made in a structure deck.
But yeah, he's broken. If you start off with these two, you can just when you know some of the older you just search Ultimate Conductor.
Yeah, because you synchro into the Denglong or Trish if you have it, and then you make the Ultimate Conductor and then pop cards.
Yeah, you can either make him first turn and like intimidate your opponent, or save him as like a trump card, you know, for later.
Donald Trump card. Oh god, is this gonna be the video of like shitty references and memes?
Well, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Good point.
So next we're gonna go into our Zefras. We're going into the best
triple Big Daddy.
Yep, the card that single-handedly saves Zefras. Zefrath.
Sephiroth for all you cloud players. No, too hard.
Final Fantasy. The Cydia looks nice, but anyway. So he has a real long effect. I mean, this is like.
Do you want to explain all of it or just the one that matters?
No, yeah, the one that matters is that during your main phase you can add a Zefra Pendulum monster. So like. It's on a pendulum scale, so they can't Solemn Strike it, and it puts it into your extra deck. So they can't Ash it. So they can't Ash Blossom him.
The only way they get over this is by like Ogre or Dryden.
Yeah, like they have to Ghost over it, and so he becomes the scale of the Zefra that you mill. So always be wary of that. Now you can have 2 of them on board.
But is he once per turn?
Yeah, he's only once per turn. So if you send
a scale 1.
Scale 7 Zefra, so he would be scale 7, he would be scale 5. You could pendulum summon him.
To the extra monster zone?
Yeah, to the extra monster zone. Because he's level 6.
Does the monster effect ever come up, or...?
No.
He's only used for the pendulum scale?
You see, the only time his monster effect would have ever came up
is if you got lucky.
No, I was actually playing against ABC, and they had Gozen match on me, right?
Ooh.
And so I had 3 Earth monsters on board, right? So I was going to tribute all 3 of them, summon out my Zefra.
And then conduct another pendulum summon?
Yeah, conduct 2 pendulum summons that turn.
Wait, actually, yeah, because I think his effect is, if he's on the board, you can pendulum summon again using only Zefra monsters that you control.
That's
not control, like in your pendulum summon.
That's if you summon him by using his effect.
Which is the only way you can summon him.
And you have to tribute all your monsters for him.
At least 3 Zefra monsters.
Yeah, so he gets rid of all your Link monsters, so he's not really, his second effect isn't really worth using, but if you do actually end up using his monster effect, you can always just tribute him and special summon out a Zefra from deck, and then your extra deck monster zone's open, and so you can pendulum summon twice.
And what level is he? Not that it makes like relevant. It's like level 11.
I think he's 12.
No, he's not 12. He's not 12.
Not 12?
Compared to Tyranno, I think he's like 10. No, he's 11.
Oh, he's 11. That's cool.
Interesting.
I mean, you're not gonna.
It's never gonna matter.
Yeah.
But just
and
nice.
And also he's a rock type. You're not gonna do anything with that as well.
The only level 11 main deck mouse that we have. Wow, that's really surprising.
So next we go into our mismatched Zefra News.
Zefra Noob,
the best
monster of the Yangzing.
Yeah. So when he's pendulum summoned or destroyed by a card effect or by battle, you search a Zefra spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. The one that you're gonna add the most is either gonna be Province or War.
And what exactly do these do? For those of us who don't know.
So Province, it searches any Zefra card. So it's like another searcher.
But it can't search itself.
Yeah.
I wish.
And then if a Zefra card would be destroyed while this is in your graveyard, except the turn it's sent there, you get to banish it.
So it's a slower Return of the Dragon Lords for Zefras.
Oh, kind of a little faster because Return of the Dragon Lords require you to have a dragon engraved. This just searches just off the bat. You can.
Oh, I mean for the protection effect, like except the turn it's sent to graveyard.
Yeah. And Zefra War, the reason why you would search this is because with Denglong, right? I might as well just
Best monster. Yeah.
go into the combos now. So Denglong, you're most likely going to search your 9 pillars just because you want to get a negate on board, right?
Yes.
So when you negate something, Denglong gets destroyed. Denglong's effect is that you get to summon out your Zefra Niu from the deck. Now, usually, if you have another 9 pillars, then his effect would be relevant. If you don't, and he just gets destroyed by something, you get to search your Zefra War.
And what does Zefra War actually like? How come you only play one?
So
Better question.
the thing is that this deck is so reliant on Denglong and searching the gates that this is you only need to play this at one. You can play this at more than one, and it wouldn't hurt you at all.
So like even if you like, I know his effect, like the condition is like if you have 2 Zefra penalties, you have to be from your hand. But will there be a time where like you'll just want to set it and like surprise on your opponent, like hey, flip it?
Yeah, because it's pretty good. Because what you would do with this, like 9 times out of 10, you would just pop the field spell. The field spell, after you activate it, it's like you're rarely going to use this effect unless you go into Stardust Charge Warrior. When you go into Denglong, if you use the Zefra monsters when going into Denglong, what you do is that you have the option to put Obi Raptor on top of your deck if you chain link it the right way. So if you put Denglong as chain link 2 and Oracle as chain link 1, you search your pillars, and then you get to put Obi Raptor on top of your deck, and then save that for next turn. So.
Or as the better known play, if you make Stardust Charging Zefra Monster, you can set the max seed to the top of your deck and then draw it off the Stardust Charge Warrior.
So it's like this deck has a lot of crazy.
It's versatile and it has a lot of interesting combos that you can do, pretty much.
And that's all because of this guy. So let's put this back in order and keep on going with Zefraxi Treasure being thing. I remember this guy used to be expensive.
He used to be Ultra.
Yeah.
Now he's Super. He got downgraded.
The reason why you use him, is that when he's not only because of his pendulum scale, but when he's pendulum summoned, you get to target any other Yangzing or Zefra monster and make it into a tuner. And so that's why you play your Zefra Naga. So
you can make Denglong with Zefra Naga.
Yeah. So
this deck is Denglong Turbo, pretty much.
You pendulum summon both of these, or you normal summon him, and then you pendulum summon him. As long as he's already on the field, he becomes a tuner, level 5, and he goes back into the deck.
Oh, is he shuffled or main deck? Or
yeah.
he's just put to the bottom of the deck, right? Yeah, bottom of the deck.
So he actually loops with Zephrap, so you can just keep milling him, keep pendulum summoning him, and as long as you have synchro material, you can just keep synchro summoning.
Not bad.
So it's pretty cool.
And then if you didn't use the Oracle's effect, you can just Zefra C and then just all shenanigans. That's too far in depth.
You're gonna be searching too much for that to be relevant. Like that's like
You probably might have won the game by that point.
So now our one of Zephra's, the Ritual Beast, the Tellers, and the Shadow Zefra Naga.
I noticed people have played 2 Pilica. Well, that's the level 3. That's the scale 1.
Yeah, only because when she's normal or pendulum, you summon out a Zephyr from grave.
Which I don't think you really matter in this deck because you don't get striked.
Yeah, unless you get Solemn Strike or Warning, that won't really be relevant. Like, honestly, I just put her on scale all the time. She's the one that I usually pendulum or normal summon just because she adds Zephyr monsters from your extra deck.
Like, so pretty much, like, most of them are scales only 2 of them actually matter when they're monsters.
Yeah. You know, it's like there's 1 in 7, 1 in 7. So you know, if you need to search one and then mill the other, or you know, if you draw into one and you have a Zefra, you can just mill the other one and then pendulum summon. You know what you need.
So what do these beautiful, beautiful bad boys over here do? What are these guys?
So these guys are your only destruction cards that aren't the traps in the main deck. So when he's normaled or pendulumed, you target a Zefra and a face-up card your opponent controls, and you pop them both.
Then you missed a summoning thing in there. Is a normal flip or pendulum summon? Ooh, even better.
Flip? Really?
Yeah, they're both. These both are flip summon.
Okay, well I didn't know.
Well, now you know. When you break, you can set one and pass, and then hopefully they don't kill it.
But these guys can't target a field spell because they say another Zefra monster or
Nope. Zefra card. Oh yeah, Zefra card in your monster zone. Yeah, you're right.
or pendulum zone.
I forgot I said the monster zone.
But what you can do is that if you want to be pretty crummy, you can use your Providence from grave. If you use it last turn, you can banish it and protect your monster from being destroyed. But sometimes you want to get rid of your own card.
Or here. It doesn't say destroy both those targets, right? It just says destroy them. Yeah, destroy them. So yeah. I was thinking that you could summon, like, let's say the Thuban, target one of your pendulum scales, and then chain war to destroy the other pendulum scale, so that way you get 2 free card pops. I think.
All right.
I guess that's a way you can do that.
As well. Also, you know, if you're Zefra, if you haven't used his effect that turn, and you have one of these tellers, you know, just normal pop search, get like a Zefra Divine Strike.
So you basically even out. So
yeah.
Not really going minus with
like
this deck. You even out.
This whole deck just is made to work together, and I think the power of net decking.
The power of Yugi Tube hard at work.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube. Like literally, that's the unique. That's true. And our one-of monsters, I'm not rich. I'm not rich.
He's not like the Yugiverse. He's not rich.
Look, I have a common Maxi. Okay, I'm not rich.
It could be worse. You could have gold Maxi. It could be less visually appealing.
You play Daggeron just because he's a kaiju and he's searchable by Oviraptor. Ash Blossom.
The one of Ash Blossom.
It stops.
Would you play if you had the funds? Would you play more?
Inside deck.
Inside
deck, because it stops just about everything that's relevant to this format, except for Zoo. But it's like you have.
Then that's why we have this to stop True Draco, because it stops the diagram and the heritage. Forgot about that. People forget heritage. They always think of diagram.
Also, you can summon this to your side of the field if you like you can search this and you can literally tribute some of this just to make sure.
Why? Just to make sure that they can't kaiju you.
Just to make sure that they can't kaiju you, because you're playing a pendulum deck. It's like all your resources are gonna come back to you. So
I guess that's a way of thinking about it.
So spell cards are
triple
literally
triple
all
fossil
searchers.
dig.
Literally all searchers.
So you're playing 3, 6, 9, 11 searchers, and 5 of them search a field spell.
Fun fact, every card in this deck is searchable. Like literally every card in this deck is searchable except for these 5 cards right here.
Every single card.
Every single card in the deck is searchable.
Except for even the Ash Blossom is searchable because it makes it searchable with the Oracle.
Yeah, with the Oracle and Charge Warrior combo. So every single card in the deck is searchable other than these 5. So that's how you know that this deck has some extreme consistency. Just as long as you can make Denglong first turn.
Which you hopefully should be able to do.
Yeah, as long as your opponent doesn't have any hand traps.
Unless your opponent's not brain dead.
Yeah. So Fossil Dig, search your dinos and your just your dino. Terraforming, search your oracles. Zefra Providence can search your oracles as well. So
as long as it's any card.
Yeah, it can search any Zefra card, but if you just want a protection engraved, you can just activate it, search your oracle, and then oracle search a monster, so that you have protection.
Isn't that what you do anyway if you're searching for oracle?
Oracle can only search Zefra monsters. So, it's like this can search any Zefra card, this only searches Zefra monsters. So you can search the counter attack, you can search Zefra War, this can only search the monsters.
So since you're playing Zefra Providence, would you play less terraformings, or would you think 2 is a good number?
Yeah, 2 is a good number. Honestly, you can search this in ways more than just this. I mean, Zefra, again, he searches any Zefra spell and trap card, so you can even search an Oracle if you want. But more times than not, you're going to want to go into Providence just to have that protection in grip, because a lot of times that protection is going to be crucial.
When they ghost ogre your Zefra, you're just like, oh, Providence?
Yeah, exactly.
It will happen.
And all 4 effects of using it as material, the only one that's going to be relevant is Synchro, because when you Synchro, you get to put any monster you want on top of it.
And you don't play fusions.
Yeah, you don't really play fusions.
What fusions would you even play in Norden's band?
It's like that's if you ever play the Shadow Legend in this deck, and that doesn't even work.
You wouldn't, just wouldn't.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So lastly, we have our trap cards. It's literally 4 negates
And a board clear,
Yeah.
a card clearance.
So the strikes are for when, pretty much like if you draw them first turn, it's pretty good because you can just set one in your X deck. So if you have like 9 pillars, and you know you have a Neo on your field, so like let's say that this was your board, right? So let's say you had this and these two set. They activate something. You can 9 pillars them, and then Neo would activate, and you get to search your Zephyr War. And so if you have 2 Zephyrs in your Pendulum Scale, you can activate this from your hand.
And then you have the strike to
Yeah.
use the Zephyr News food.
And
All
then you
right.
have the strike to negate anything if they activate anything else that might be destructive. And assuming that one of these scales is Zephyr, because it's most likely going to be, you can just put another Zephyr Neo from deck. Next turn, Pendulum Summon it again, and just get more negates.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, this deck is just all, like, it just all goes together. The only problem with this deck that I would say, like real talk, is that this deck runs out of resources in the grind game. So it's like, the thing is that you want to like negate so much that your opponent can't do anything, and then that's when you want to put your pressure on board. But if you can't do that, you might just lose.
Have you thought of playing Jar of Avarice? Jar of Avarice?
We don't play bad cards on here. Okay, this is like a turbo deck, so
It has to be as fast as possible.
like we put speed over grind game. I mean, you go these days is like very fast.
It's either you go first and build a big board, or you go second and break the big board.
Yeah, so 2 Danglongs. You only really need one, but the second one is just in case you ever actually have the option to go into it.
I mean, I've seen most people playing 2. Like all the world's build play 2.
I mean, they can actually make 2 per turn.
Yeah.
So
No, actually, no, you can't, because it's once per turn touch summon.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can still just have the other one as access.
So level 6 is Coral. I barely ever made him, but
The only thing you make in this deck is Danglong, honestly.
Metaphys Horse. He's actually real amazing with Zephraxi, because he gets multiple effects based on the type of monsters you use for him. So if you use one of your Ritual Beast and Zephraxi to go into him, he gets to negate a monster effect on the field, and he gets to take control of an opponent's monster.
Oh, do they choose or do you choose?
I think they choose.
But it's not until the end of the turn, right? It's forever.
Yeah, it's forever. So it's like if you leave them with only one monster on board, then you get.
Any other restrictions on that effect, or
No, it's just it's just activate the appropriate effect based on. Oh yeah, based on the non-tuners he's syncing to. So just remember that it's based on the non-tuner. So Zephraxi in this case is a non-tuner, and since it's both pendulum and an effect monster, you get 2 effects off of it.
yeah. Fun fact: if you actually manage to get like multiple effects, you can chain them in the orders. That way, you can block them. You can block the strike, so they can strike 1 effect, and you'll still get the other 2 or 3 if you're lucky.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Then you start a Charge Warrior from the Max C Stardust Charge Warrior combo with Oracle.
Drawing cards, going plus.
Top deck Max C, so they're scared.
So, Boxia and Ignister.
Cards I haven't seen in a minute.
Boxia I have not made in this deck yet.
Probably never will.
I don't know what its exact purpose is.
You probably never will.
Again, this is net deck. I only made Ignister once when
That was the thing.
it actually saved me the game. So
Was it against ABCs?
Yeah, it was against ABCs. So I pendulum summoned out the Zephraxi, and I don't know which one I made a tuner. One of them became a tuner, one of them became non-tuner. So I synchro summoned with them, and I went into Ignister. And so Ignister, it's like non-targeting removal is still amazing. And
He can come back to 2 and it'd be okay.
Yeah, it's like I just think
Because no one uses pendulums anymore, honestly.
He's kind of just like a ace in the hole. It's like if you can make him and like get rid of a monster that has like crazy protection or something like that, then he can be pretty good. So level 9s, Trish. I mean, it's because you're playing the Dino Engine. If you can make it first turn, you can make your opponent go -1. Cloud Castle, he's here because you play True King Vault Calamities.
VFD for the OCG players.
Gotham's, if you want to if you want your opponent to minus and you only have Zefraxi and Zefranil, like again, everything in this deck goes back to these two guys. Like, it's like
if something happens to them, you're just like SOL.
Yeah, that's why the deck all functions together, because it's like half of it is searchers and then like half of it's based around this guy. Now, again, that is kind of like not the best way to build a deck, but because of the way that everything synergizes in here, it kind of works.
I mean, what could they do? Could they prohibition and call your level 6? Really?
Yeah, but
then who does that in 2017?
If they do that, but I have the tellers to get rid of the prohibition.
Yeah, precisely.
So, you can tribute him, drop a card from your opponent's hand, and then if you next turn you can make a Cloud Castle, bring the Gotems back, and then you can either overlay or just troll and use Gotems effectively.
Remember the days Forling format when people used Gotems like 3 times per turn?
Oh man. Yeah, the whole X-Saber Zoo deck was pretty broken.
Oh my goodness.
And lastly is Chaofeng. Now, in this build of the deck, you're not going to summon him, like unless
you're playing Zoo.
Unless you're playing like an Earth-based deck, you're probably not going to summon him.
Zoo.
There is a Yang Zing build for Yang Zing, Dino Zefra.
Oh my lord, that's another that's another video. That's a whole other video.
That's complicated, and I didn't feel like
it's like intricate, like 20,000 years.
So let's just go into Exceeds before we go into it. Yeah. So I explained True King of all calamities. He's like a walking floodgate. And Tornado Dragon, just in case you still have your Raptor and you just want to go into Stone Chakra Destruction, because again, this deck doesn't have too much destruction in itself.
It only has like War and then Negates, right?
Yeah. So
War and Negates and then the Zefra Tellers.
So if you ever need to go into Stone Chakra Destruction, you just have it there just in case. You can also play Utopia Package. You don't need like 2 Danglongs. You don't need Cloud Castle if you don't want it. You don't need Chaofeng if you don't want it. So you can mix and match if you want. That's the beauty of net decking. And lastly, we have our 2 Link monsters, Decode and Mrs. Radiant.
Ooh.
Decode, I barely make him.
Yeah, you really wouldn't have, because you mainly just sit on the Denglong. It doesn't matter, because you really don't even need the Link monsters.
Again, everything focuses around these 2 guys. So if you pin some of these 2 guys, you have so many options. You have Gotems, you have
the entire Synchro engine right here at your disposal.
Radiant, and if you have Danglong, if you also have a Naga, but
that's if and when that happens.
You probably won't.
Well, you can't make Trish using these 2, but that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story.
No, I said.
Oh yeah, well these 3, yeah. All right.
Trish is again for the dinos. So Mrs. Radiant is probably the one you're going to go into first turn. And Decode Talker is like just in case mid-game you ever need to put a big monster on board and you want to pendulum summon more than 1 monster from your extra deck, you'd probably go into Decode Talker. If you know the matchup as well, then Decode Talker won't be a bad choice. But it's not something you go into often.
It's kind of a bad Link monster though. We'll just wait until we get more.
I don't think it's the worst Link monster. I just think...
Let's not be worse. Gaia Saber.
Yeah, Gaia Saber is freaking worse.
Oh god.
Again, like this deck is mainly based around getting Danglong out, and like comboing with your Zephyr. So there's no side deck. Not because you don't need one, just because it's like I don't really play competitively, so I don't really need to use it. So it's like I've never seen a point to it in playing in real life unless you actually go to tournaments. But
barely.
Yeah, I guess it's really all for now.
Any other cards that you would play? Any other notable things that you would do with this deck?
You can play more than 1 Zephyr War. Again, it's really up to you. You can play You can play Ghost Ogre as well. You don't have to play Ash Blossom. Ghost Ogre is cheaper.
It's just your preference.
Like literally, this deck is so cheap. Like not including her and the Alios. Like it's like.
Well, it was cheap before Danglong spiked and then everything else. But would you consider this deck budget?
Yeah, it's definitely budget.
Like if you got everything like lowest rarity possible, it'd be like really budget.
If you got lowest rarity possible and
you would spend no more like $20, right? No more than $20 usually.
No more than 30 because because you still
Aiolo is still 10.
You still need at least 1 Alio, so and he's $10.
Well, not even because you have to get the AL Denlongs. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Like all the Zephyr cards are worthless. All the Dino cards are pretty much worthless except for Alio. So.
Anything else before we sign out?
Nope.
All right.
I guess that's really all for now.
This has been Yugiverse guest starring with Nistro. Till next time. Thanks for watching.
Peace.